And what's going on? Welcome back to another Sebastian Lane live with your boy D and Rasta. So we got a good, nice jam-packed show ready to go tonight, as we got a few guests that are trickling throughout the whole entire of the show, just like last week. If you didn't catch that episode, please go check it out. We are on a new platform, live building the brand Sebastian Lane. Please go hit the subscribe button, like, let everybody know we are live, and you can hear me. I did get my mic fixed this week. Dave, you can hear me, bro. How you doing? How you been? How's your week going? It's still early, so.
No, I'm good, man. Glad to see you put another quarter in that machine. Got your volume fixed and everything. Looking like somebody, man. I'm excited, bro. I mean, raise your hand if you're undefeated right now, right? So we're excited around here. Good stuff Saturday.
Yeah.
Not only did we win, saw a few others that did not. I won't say your names because you already know you suck.
Florida State. I'll say it.
Who said that? Who said that?
I'm going to blame Freddie in the chat. He said it.
There you go. Either way, we heard it, man. Good stuff right now, man. Now, game week again, right? On the business. Got to move on. Saturday was fun, but time to move on, man. But it's exciting, man. Good time to be a Cane. Love to see all those young dudes getting out there and playing and, making contributions and doing their thing too. So a lot of dudes getting on the field, man. Good stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy, bro. So, going into obviously another in-state road trip, right? You look at it, we've had 2 road games in 4 weeks, and both are still in the state of Florida, not far. Obviously, one was in Canesville. This one's going to be right up the road in Tampa. So, I mean, you can't complain, bro. Little Miami's going to get taken over real soon. We'll go up there, take over the 813, show them boys how Miami do. But I am, man. I'm excited. I know a few people have already said that this might be the toughest game on the schedule so far, right? So I'm interested to see how it works. We'll see, bro. I mean, got a running quarterback that can make you pay if you mistake, right? And it's going to be intriguing to me, at least, because we've struggled with that in the past. Running quarterbacks have always been an Achilles heel to us. So do you think we can start this running quarterback? Like, how would you kind of prepare for this guy?
Yeah, well, I think, early on going on the road, like you said, and from what I heard, they were selling tickets up on the roof or up in trees or some shit. I don't know. But either way, they're going to have a whole bunch of people there, apparently. So, I'm going to go on the road. They're going to be cranked. I think that kind of offense gives you fits early on. You know what I'm saying? Got to stay home and make plays. Can't over pursue guys like that. And, they're going to try to ground and pound on us, man. So Like I said, got to be patient, weather the storm a little bit. But I think the big thing for us once we get our offense on that field, right, and just start putting up points after points after points, is that's what you want to do. So, it might be interesting early on, but I expect us to make the adjustments we need, and we know what we're going into. It's not a surprise. We know what they're going to do,
Right.
and so you go in, make adjustments, stay at home, make plays, and ride this thing out, man. Get the dub.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I will say that looks like it's gotten better this year, right? Is our run game,
Mm-hmm.
our run
Yep.
defense. And I like what we have in the middle, man. Like Simeon
Oh,
Barrow made a coming out party, balled out completely. So I mean, I'm happy to see that. We actually got D linemen that are playing together, playing as one. They all want to get to the quarterback. They all want to get in the backfield and just wreak havoc. So I mean, it's fun. I'm happy to see that. We look official, right? Like we look like a top 5 team. I don't care what the rankings say. All these teams they're going to beat each other eventually. I just need us to continue to win and get into that top 4 seed and let's do what we do. So obviously we're 3-0 going into week 4. You got a lot of buzz right now around the recruiting world, right? You got recruits. I don't care, in state, out of state, in South Florida, West Coast. There's a lot of buzz about Miami right now, right? How do you feel the recruiting scene, the recruiting trail in general is going for Miami?
yeah. I mean, I think we're good shape right now, but I think one of the big things, not just the wins. I know everybody talks about, we win, they end, that sort of thing, but not just the fact that we're winning, but how we're winning. And we're playing these teams with a lot of youngsters out there right now, which is not a luxury we've had in the past. But we're putting up points, we're doing things, and then you start looking second half of these games, and there's a lot of new faces out there, getting some real valuable reps and some good time, and they're making plays. They're not just out there taking up space. You know what I'm saying? They're making those contributions and they're looking good. So I think that's another upside to come here.
Yeah,
You want to know if young dudes play? Put the film on. It's right there. And
yeah,
Saturday, that second half, you look and basically, all the way across the offense. You know what I'm saying? We got new faces out there. So
yeah.
if you want to play, come to the U.
Yeah, I mean, guys like DJ Pickett, Vernell Brown, Joshua Moore, a lot of these guys that committed elsewhere, I think they're starting to really take a shape of looking at what Miami's building, right? Like,
Yep.
obviously DJ Pickett committed to LSU over Miami. Vernell committed to UF over Miami. Ben Hanks committed to UF over Miami. Joshua Moore, etc. Right? A lot of those guys just kind of tried to lock in a spot. They didn't really know how the season was going to go. So a lot of these, they believed in what Florida was telling them, right? So I think in the end, you have to kind of see what's going to happen. The rest of the season, got to let it play out. See what happens with other coaches. I mean, Florida or Gainesville and Tallahassee, they're not happy right now.
Yeah.
And that stuff is affecting recruiting. When you see these guys out here, the fans and all this, and we've said it before, right? Twitter, social media, all that, it affects like recruiting. And until you kind of take a lot of that heat off of your team, the national media is going to do what they do. But until you, like, they're looking at the fans not showing up to games, right? They butchered us for that for years. Now they're not doing. I don't care what Florida State says about construction. All that. There's other seats around there, that are empty. So I don't want to hear that. Florida's left every game in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about any of that crap. But when you start to hear Miami's back, we're seeing a lot of rumblings with these kids actually saying, hey, not only are they coming to home games, they were in Gainesville. Now they're going
Mm.
to Tampa. Florida State's going to be a massive turnout for recruits and everything. Those are games that I'm telling you, man, it's going to be intriguing if Miami can actually win majority of these games and blow these teams out. That's what I want to see happen.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, just go out and flat out score people. And the way the offense is looking, uh, you know, Cam Ward, you hear a lot about, holding the ball so long.
Hmm.
He's been able to. What, bro? He's got like 30 minutes to throw that ball, you know, And, I think once we get into, tougher competition, tougher defenses, I think folks are a little bit concerned, but I'm not, because, he's going to have to adjust his game. And his whole demeanor out there just seems so cool, man. Nothing rattles him. And, I know he hasn't been in super tough situations yet, but from everything I've seen, one thing that stood out to me, I know Saturday they kind of put it over on the sidelines, and you see him over there with X and Horton and those guys, Jacoby George, just kind of over there chopping it up. Every time he comes off, he's got the iPad and he's right in the middle of the receivers. And that sounds like not a big deal, but it is here, because we haven't seen that in a while. So excited to see those little things from him.
Yeah, I mean, those are big moments, right? Those show recruits that not only, Miami's winning, but the culture's changed, right? Like, this is how you win. You look at all these other top tier programs, you don't see them over there celebrating when they're down 28 points because they get a tackle, because they get a fumble recovery. Nah,
Yeah.
like, these teams are pissed because they miss a tackle, like, damn, I missed a wide open receiver. I could have had a touchdown 3 plays before, we drove it down the field. Like, those are things that they're looking at to get better every game, then you go home or, come back to the school and, get inside the building, get inside the Heck Center. And, now you just go to working, right? Those are things, not only is it big for recruiting, but it's big for guys like Emory Williams, a young man who's trying to come up the ranks and earn his stripes. And, you got a guy like Damian Martinez comes in, mentors Mark Fletcher, who's obviously killing it right now, coming back from injury. But then you got Jordan Lau, right? You got AJ Allen, Chris Johnson, like younger backs who all want to play. They all want to get reps. Mark Fletcher and Chris Johnson are both in their second year. Jordan Lau's in his first. Hellcat's in his first year. That's a young running back room that's just led by one veteran. And he didn't even get many snaps because he didn't have to. And I was just on the phone talking to Michael Yo. If you haven't, go check his show out, Kane's Comics on Kane's, I'm sorry. And he was even talking about, why are these running backs want to come? Because Mario just rotates so much, and guys like AJ Allen, they're going to get their moments here and there. Same with Mark Fletcher and Jordan Lau. Get those guys moments because this is a long season. If you make it to the ACC championship game, that's 13 games. That first playoff game will be 14. If you make it past that, you're at 15 games. Like, this could be a really, really long season, right? So I think in the end and in due time in general, you will have to build depth. And I think that's why they're building 100, allowing 105 scholarships and so on, because this is what you're going to have to actually get to now, which that's the important part, is building that culture for those young guys to now take reins when Mark Fletcher's going into his junior year, right? He can take over that. Then you get guys like Isaiah Horton, who's followed Jacoby George, Xavier Restrepo, through the ranks. Now it's his time next year to lead the JoJos and the not cars, right? Ray's been here. It will be here 3 years at that point. So a lot of these, guys are coming in now, getting consistent reps, learning how it should be done, the proper work ethic. We're going to probably have to go back in the portal next year, and that's fine, right? Because you want to build competition, but you eventually want to get to a point to where now you're just rotating. You guys are just coming like a revolving door. I'm ecstatic about where we're at as far as the culture depth, and a locker room standpoint.
Yeah, go to the portal, man. It's part of the game now. I have no problem with that. I don't want to build and rely on it, but if you've got a position in need, go to the portal and get that guy. That's kind of what it's there for. It's kind of like NIL. You don't have to agree with it, but you are going to have to use it, or you're going to get left behind. It's just that simple. And one big thing I'm excited about as well is the leadership we've got in almost every position. Obviously, quarterback, we get that, but you look, wide receiver room, and you got Restrepo and those guys. You got Jacoby George and them dudes that's been here a minute. You look on that O-line, you got Jalen Rivers and those guys. Martinez running back room, Malnoa linebacker. You've got dudes in almost every spot, leadership roles. And seeing those young cats out there Saturday late in the game where we're just curb stomping them dudes, and then you see guys like Cam Ward over on the sidelines cheering and coaching and encouraging and getting excited. That is just something we haven't seen in a long, long time. and I'm just super, super excited to see that. And then from a coaching standpoint, Jason Taylor, that dude Saturday, man, late in the game is still just working. And you just see it, man, from the roster, from the players to the coaches. It's just a whole different scene, completely different vibe, completely different attitude. And I think those are the things when we get into this schedule, this conference schedule, and get into some, dogfights late and things like that. I think that's going to stand out because we haven't had that in the past where we've kind of fallen apart.
Right.
I think we've got the guys now in place. They're not going to let that happen with these young guys.
100%. Yeah. And I mean, when you're looking at a guy, say, a 5-star recruit as a Derek Cooper, right? Now all of a sudden he was going to commit to Georgia, but he kind of retracted that and said, I want to, take a little slower. Now it's like, man, this dude's showing Miami a ton of love, right? Things like that are what changed. He's coming here now. I think he's been here twice, both home games he was here. He was going to try to get up to the Florida game, but couldn't make it. But him seeing like, okay, Miami is really winning, right? Miami is doing their thing. Those are moments that are huge, right? Because, we might be a little late. I don't want to say in a negative way, but like the 2025 class, they're pretty much going to get wrapped up here soon. You're going to have flips. We're going to lose guys like the normal. But as far as creating your chance to build, consistently, it's going to be the 26 and 27 guys. Why? Because those 26 guys can fully see what you do this year. Then look at what you do, in the transfer portal. Do you go heavy? Are you relying on that? Or you kind of take pieces, kind of like what other teams like Georgia and Texas, Ohio State, so on are doing, and you're recruiting well, developing guys. Then they see you have another good year. You're starting to have consistent years put together. Those 26 guys, when it comes their time, they're going to be like, man, Miami is really building something. That's what you want, for them to see. So not only is this year big for us, for the staff and everything else, but it's huge for recruiting. Like Mario's wanting to finish top 5 in recruiting every year at the worst, top 8, right? Every year. And that's how you build it. You show these kids, hey, at the end of the day, we're going to come in here, we're going to recruit, we're going to do what we're supposed to do. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to, build a juggernaut and work from there. Obviously, the local kids will be I don't want to say easier because South Florida is never easy to recruit, but it's starting to get at that point of now we're going national. You're getting guys not only from Texas, Nevada, you're getting guys from Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio. That Midwest, Mario has made a big presence to get into like the Chicago area, right? So showing those guys, hey, look, we took Justin Scott, 5-star out of your Midwest area. He's already down here playing. He's going to, be a stud for us. Showing him that the development is going well. Guys like Malik Bryant in his second year, he's out there balling out. Wesley Bassett, he's one of Mario's first class. He's out there going off every week, right? Those are big things as far as these 26 and 27 guys, because the image around Miami has been we can't develop. We don't send draft picks. When we do, they're late draft picks. They leave early. They just want to get out of Miami. The culture's not there. Miami wins 7-8 games a year. You don't want to go to Miami. You're going to lose in bowl games. All this, you're slowly trying to change that. That's what is massive for us right now. So, I mean, obviously exciting times right now. A lot to look forward to. Obviously, we still got a lot of big games left. Like I said before, Florida State will be huge. You still got Louisville. You got Cal. Both of those are away games. And Cal might be undefeated by the time we roll into Berkeley.
Who does Cal play this weekend?
Oh man,
I can't think of their name. They used to be. They used to be all right.
I think oh man, what is their name? Garbahassi. I think it's Garbahassi.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think it rhymes with that.
Yeah, something different. I think they're in South Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere up there.
That sounds like
right. But yeah, Cal is actually a pretty good team. Kind of shocked a lot of people, I think. So, and I think they're going to be a team that Miami has to look forward to playing. On the road, going all the way across the country. Then you get Louisville. So there's going to be a lot of good games ahead. One of our guests just hopped on. Let me go ahead and bring him on. Obviously, if you're in South Florida, the young man needs no introduction. But for those who don't live in South Florida, man, go ahead and let them know who you are, where you play, and what class you're in.
Um, and my name is Jasen Lopez. I play for Chaminade-Madonna. I'm in class of 2026. Wide
I
receiver.
got, I got you, man. I appreciate your time, man. We appreciate you coming on. So obviously, you're at one of the pipelines, powerhouses down here in South Florida. What is it? What's it like right now around Chaminade that Miami's winning? Miami's in and out. Your halls. You got JoJo who's there, Zaquan who's there. What is it like right now with the vibe of Miami around Chaminade?
It's great, having a lot of alumni who play for Chaminade, then graduate and go ahead and play in Miami, who's very successful this year, who's been winning out, like you said. I just feel like it's great having the coaches like in our room. They've been through the coaches because like they've been recruiting our players since last year. So just having guys on the team since last year and the coaches like having already a relationship with our coaches now. I feel like it's great just for the players on our team, and it's great for like the upcoming recruiting class for Chaminade-Madonna.
I got you, man. So obviously Miami hasn't been on that stage, that same level as they once was before, right? Miami's been kind of stagnant and everything else. What does that mean for South Florida young men in general? We was just talking about like the recruiting vibe that Miami's trying to build, put the border around South Florida. What do you guys feel when Miami finally went up to Gainesville, handled business, destroyed these lesser opponents that they are, looks very good, right? What's it like for you guys now, kind of coming up in high school, looking at Miami?
I mean, Miami putting on for the city, like they're doing this year is major. Going up there to Gainesville and planting our seed like from like as a Hurricane, that's big time. From the previous years, from not being that good to now being as good as we are now, winning. It's just like a big thing for us recruits is that have offers from there. Like you see these guys going to beat these big teams, and then you change your mind a little bit. But then bringing back the old Hurricane culture from how they were back in the day, they didn't lose. That's big time, and I feel like that's just a major part of like the recruiting now and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So, obviously you play wide receiver. Being recruited as a wide receiver, seeing a young man that I've heard comparisons for you for a while now, right? Xavier Restrepo from Broward, obviously has played a couple powerhouses there. What does it mean to a guy like yourself? Like, man, okay, not only am I, being compared to this man, like I could come through the same path, right? Like, come from Broward to Miami and ball out at receiver like he does. What does that mean for somebody like yourself, coming up through high school?
Seeing him who played down here and then him being able to go up there or go to Miami and play in college and do it against the guys in college. Just being able to see him do it in front of me, it brings hope to me and it brings me reality to my mind to be able to say, if this guy's able to do it and I'm getting compared to him, I feel like I can do it and maybe even do it better. So just being able to see him succeed at that level, and then him being like a top receiver with like the top receptions over there at Miami, I feel like that's just a major accomplishment to be able to get compared to a guy like him, who's getting who's able maybe to get drafted. So yeah, that's just a big thing being able to get compared to him, and I feel like that's something major for me right now.
I got you, man. So, playing receiver, watching Miami looks like open up the playbook. Cam Moore's had a 300-yard game consistently. Miami's almost at 400 yards a game passing. Balls being spread around. Is that something that catches your eye? Like, man, okay, Miami's known as a running team. Mario's always been called a power run guy, but they're running like a air raid almost, right? Is that something that catches your eye as a receiver?
I mean, the run game is what sets up the passing game. So to be able to throw the ball, you got to be able to run it first. You got to be able to have that defense to collapse, bring all the linebackers in, have the safeties drop, and that's when you get behind those guys, and then be able to throw it. And to have a quarterback like Cam Ward back there, that's major as well. That guy's out there playing, having fun, bringing those guys W's, and he's able to bring Miami to what they're doing right now.
I got you, man. I got a few more for you, man, but I'm gonna pass to my co-host. Let him chop it up, and then he'll pass it back.
So real quick, we know what you do on the football field, and I get that. And we like to talk about other sports. You play a little basketball too,
Sure.
right? And so normally we don't touch on that a lot, but like you don't just play basketball, like you play basketball. And for those that don't know, last season alone, you correct me if I'm wrong, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists a game. You've already got some offers to do that as well as football. And I know lots of times, we get dudes 2 and 3 sport guys, but like you really excel at both of these. Is that in your future at all in college? Are you looking at that whatsoever? Or are you just concentrating solely on football?
Yes, sir. That's been a dream for me since I was a little kid. I've always played ball growing up my whole life. I started at a very young age, getting out of football game to jump in a basketball game. So, I'm just excelling at it now in high school. I've just been doing it throughout my life. And I have a couple colleges who are texting me for both sports right now. That's the main goal, in the future. If I'm able to play both in college, that'll be, something that's great for me. But yeah, so if I'm able to do that, that'll be something I'll definitely do. But if it comes down to having to pick one, then I'm gonna have to do that as well.
Yeah, I understand. I definitely think you can do it. Now it's going to be up to you and the program. I get all that, but whether or not you can do it or not, that's a no-brainer. And like I'm watching, real quick, measurables, height and weight.
Oh, they have me listed as 5'7". I mean 5'11", 170.
Okay. Is that you said they have you listed as that? Do you think that's pretty close on 5'11"?
Last time I went to Florida, I think I was 5'11", 170.
Okay. The reason I'm asking again, if y'all aren't familiar with this young man, go check his tape out, and because you're not just out there draining threes, like you can jump. You got some hops, and dudes like throwing it down, and you're being very modest now, and I get that, but dude's got skills on the basketball court. So I was just kind of anxious to see that. And just to tell everybody, I gave you his basketball numbers. I think last year football, 1,200 yards, 15, 16 touchdowns. So, like I said, both are definitely options there. Switch, kind of talking about your game. We see you on the field. For those who aren't familiar, can you kind of describe your game, not just on the field, and kind of tell us what someone's going to get in you, but off the field as well? In the locker room, on the sidelines, you a vocal type of guy? You just a lead by example type of guy? Just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
So on the field, I'm a wide receiver who played the slot and the outside. I'm very versatile. You can throw me a bubble and I can score 50, 60 yards, or I can go on the outside, maybe run a deep post, and then I can run the whole route tree. Outside the field in the locker room, I'm more like a lead by example type of guy. I feel like I have to work on my vocal ability and be more expressive in practice and become more of a leader. But I just feel like that comes with age. So as I grow, I just got to keep becoming more vocal and stuff like that. And I feel like in the next level, I just gotta that's something I gotta get better at. But as of right now, in high school, I'm just like a lead by example. Yeah, that's basically.
Okay, got you. You talked a little bit about Miami's offense and kind of what they're doing. Are you looking for any certain type of offense you want to play in college, or is that not real important to you right now?
I mean, mainly offense, who gets the ball in the air. You don't want to go to like an offense where, it's just a mainly run first, pass second. Miami has a good balance of both right now, and I feel like that's a big thing. So, them having that is major for the recruiting.
Okay, cool. Just a couple more, and I'm going to throw it back. So we talked about basketball. Are those your two sports, basketball, football? Do you do anything else?
I mean, some of the high school coaches want to run track, but right now I'm taking the basketball, football.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I wanted to know. I should have just came up and said, hey, do you run track? But I was kind of curious about that. Last thing for me, and I'm going to pass it back, just something I always like to ask. Obviously, you're busy with football, basketball. I don't know when you have any downtime. But when you're not on the field, not on the court, what are you doing for hobbies? What do you enjoy to do? Just sort of kick back and relax a little bit.
I want to say, off the field, I do play like a lot of 2K, Madden. During those COVID times, I was sitting there late playing, Call of Duty, 2K, Madden, all that stuff. All that stuff. I'm into my school as well. I'm into my academics. Like right now, I got A's and B's and stuff. So mainly homework. I gotta start learning how to fish. I don't know if you guys know how to fish, but it's fun. But I'm not that patient, so I need to start learning how to fish. But besides that, yeah, mainly just like video games. Hang out with friends and stuff like that. If not, like I'm doing homework and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we can definitely handle the fishing thing. I think we could probably find you somebody to get you out on a boat or something.
All right,
Matter of fact, another guest we're looking forward to having on, Canon Pickett. I don't know if you know Canon, but he does a little fishing himself. So, but either way, yeah. Hey, good stuff, man. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you and everything. Can't wait to see you back on the show down the road. And I'm gonna pass it back and let my host kind of finish up with you.
Okay.
Thank
you. A few more, man, and we'll get you up out of here for the rest of the night. First thing I want to say is, you put up 1,200 yards last season, right? And I don't think people understand how impressive that is. You played with arguably the greatest wide receiver to probably grace the football field in Jeremiah Smith and Josiah Trader, right? JoJo. What did they do to kind of help you become a better receiver? Did they teach anything, or are you learning anything from them? And then not only then, you got some studs around you again this year, right? It's like, how are you getting better from learning from those type of players?
So this is like my first year at Chaminade, by the way. Like
okay.
I transferred in from True North last year. Like I had like 222 at True North, but I was the number one receiver over there. But being able to come over here and seeing those guys like being taught by the same guy that taught them, or going through the same drills that they do, I feel like that's a major part of my that's helping my game. I've been learning a lot of stuff as I came over here. Throughout spring and summer. We're doing a lot of drills, especially like wide receiver stuff like that. They just put you through a lot of things that is going to put you in the right position in the game, And then watching those guys like JJ and JoJo play last year, seeing the plays that they made, and then being actually on the team, and then running the same plays as them, and actually understanding it. It's just it's fun to be a part of, and it's something great that they're building over here at Chaminade.
No, I definitely agree. Chaminade's become a wide receiver of high school. So I got one more, man. We'll get you out of here. What are some goals for you? Obviously you play at Chaminade now. It's known as a powerhouse in the state of Florida. What are some goals for you guys the rest of the year going through?
We got to end up sure. I don't think I want us to lose another game. We started off flat. We're up now and we're rolling, so I just feel like we can't lose another game. Definitely win that state title. We gotta. I think it's 4 feet. I'm pretty sure. And then some personal goals. I'm gonna try to crack 1,300 this year since there was 1,200 last year. And then every year I'm gonna just keep trying to get better and improving my game.
I got you, man. I appreciate your time, man. Like my co-host said, we'll get you back on later on down the road, kind of check in on you, see how your season's going and everything, boy.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
No problem, man. Have a good night. All right, man. So we don't even get much time. Our next guest is backstage. This man needs no introduction. If you were watching the Florida game, there was a young man who was wearing some god-awful colors, first of all. But in the background, with his hands up, cheering, and it wasn't for that team he was wearing. So he's no introduction. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming on, man. I couldn't wait to get this moment because I've been smiling from ear to ear ever since that picture went live, and you made sure everybody knew it was you. It was epic, brother.
That's how he redeemed himself from them colors. At least you threw it to use. It was all good after that.
Nah, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming on. For whoever may not know, maybe living on the rock or whatever it is, introduce yourself, man, who you are, where you play, because I know you just transferred recently, where you play and what class you're in.
All right, my name is Canon Pickett. I'm in Tampa, Florida. I play for Tampa Bay Tech High School. I play offensive line. I'm currently a fourth star.
Gotcha, man. So I swear, man, I still laugh at it. Still passes the timeline every once in a while, right? First off, what was Pops' reaction? Because I know, obviously, we know what Pops is gonna rep, right? So him seeing you in them horrible colors, I know he wasn't smiling about that, but seeing you on live TV, on national TV, obviously doing what you're supposed to do. What was Pops' reaction to that?
He was just laughing at me, telling me how hilarious it was. Just saying it was real funny.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing, man. I was dying. Oh man. So obviously, I've said this now for like 3 weeks. Miami went up, put straight belt to ass to Florida, right? You were live, not only in the building, but in the recruiting section. What was it like for you, in your own words, watching Miami go out and dominate? Were you expecting that type of performance, like, complete belt to ass? Or do you think it'd be a little closer? You think Florida was going to win? What was your take on that?
Nah, somebody asked me my score prediction. I did predict Miami was gonna win, and I'm gonna go for them because my brother's on the team.
Right.
But honestly, like Florida hasn't lost a home opener in like 30-some years, I think. So it was really unexpected, especially from the win by that much. But it was
Yeah. See, Florida likes to do this thing where they stat pad things. If you go back and look at some of the schedules, it's hard to lose to Louisiana Tech to open the year, So when they put a real team on the schedule, we see what happens. So obviously, your brother's on the team, so it meant a little more to you, right? Like, you get to now celebrate an accomplishment for your brother and stuff like that. And obviously a team you grew up cheering for. Looks like they're turning the table, kind of do what they're supposed to do. What was it like afterwards, talking to your brother, going in, hearing, on the phone or whatever you guys spoke with? What was the vibe like, between you, the family, kind of after that win?
It was good. Booker, he didn't actually get in that game, but he was just like he was still excited for the win and how much they beat him by. But
Right.
it was still kind of like we're also kind of frustrated because I was kind of trying to talk to him after the game. Him and Justin Scott, his roommate, came and dapped me and DJ up. We were trying to talk to them, and then it was pushing them away, which I get. But it was just like in the moment, I was just like, I'm trying to talk to my brother after a win. You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of what, like, I was, my response to that was, I get if it was another recruit or whatever, but that's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different vibe. I wasn't fond of that. Don't put your hands on somebody. In general, but that doesn't look good. Like that's a no, man. I get it. You got a job, cool, respect. If it was a different recruit, man, cool, but not my brother. Like that's kind of messed up. So, was Pops at the game with you?
Yeah, I wasn't sitting with him though.
Right. He was in Miami section. Gotcha. So obviously Miami wins. What's the vibe now coming from Coach Cristobal? Like, obviously he's been recruiting you nonstop, from day one. But now Mario's got kind of like some ammunition behind his belt. Like, hey, we're turning tables. Season looks good. What are you hearing now from Coach Cristobal?
I'm just hearing the same things, but I'm actually starting to see the results now, really, because I've been hearing about like I hear from my brother too how they're looking and this and that. I went to like a spring practice and I saw it, and I was just like, okay, so I see what he's talking about. Now I'm starting to see the results, so it's all starting to come together.
Got you. So your family's been around the program for years, right? What is your dad telling you guys? Like, he's been through the worst of times, like you guys have seen, and now he's seeing kind of the great. But he was with the greatest of times, right? What is he telling you guys? Like, is he saying, hey, it feels different, or is he like, I just want to wait, kind of, I've been for 25 years, like, it's been let down? What is he explaining to you guys?
Well, he's just happy to see Miami back. When he was playing, I'm pretty sure he lost the national championship to Nebraska. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, he's happy to see Miami back. But him personally, he never like pushed me or Booker to really go to Miami. He always wanted us to do what was best for us, and he never just wanted to like push us towards it because he went there.
I got you. So obviously, you just made a transition to a new school, right? Tampa Bay Tech, right? Okay. What's that like? Because obviously you still got another year to go. You're in your junior season. What's that transition been like for yourself? Trying to get used to a new playbook, getting ready. I got to get used to these teammates and everything. I didn't go through spring with them. What's that been like for yourself?
I ain't gonna lie. I did go through spring with them. I transferred
Oh,
here. I transferred here in April. Actually, on April 1st. Everybody thought it was an April Fool's joke, but, but it's been good. Justin to them. We got a good team. I miss some of my old teammates, but most of my old teammates they were seniors. That's really a big reason why I'm here now.
yeah, I needed you to transfer over to Zephyr Hills and continue to recruit, Big Cuz nah. But, obviously now you guys are, I think, three or four games into the year. So you're, getting into it, getting kind of used to the team and stuff like that. I know it's kind of still early, but what's some goals for you guys getting into the team, getting used to each other? What's some goals you got?
Short term, we just need to be a closer knit team, like have a closer bond with each other. And I'd say like long term, we gotta at least win out the rest of the season. And I said we want to make it far in the playoffs. Cause right now we lost to Venice and we lost to Armwood by like 3 points. But yeah, I want us to win out because they're not in our playoff district. So I want us to win out and let's go to the playoffs and show what we're really about.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's two good teams, though. Both those teams look like they're rolling. So, I mean, the good thing for Canes fans is I know you didn't go to Zephyr Hills to recruit your brother or your cousin, but now you're at Tampa Tech with a certain big-time receiver. So, I know you're in your bag. I ain't even going to worry about that. I know you're doing your thing. What's it like playing with a guy like him, right? Like, he's a dog, right? I mean, 5-star beast, kind of has held Tampa Tech up, for these last 3 years, 2-3 years. What's that been like, kind of getting adjusted to him? Has he kind of like took you under his wing, like, hey, let's rock and roll, like, let's do the thing? What's that been like?
And y'all, you think I'm trying to recruit him? He the one recruiting me. He recruited me to Oregon. I'm just yeah, but he's really good. He's like it's like nice having him on my team. It'll be a long drive, and then I'll just look up and I'll just see he just parted over somebody for a touchdown. I'm just like that's a great feeling. And we got a running back. His name is Javari Barnett. He's a 4-star too, and he likes Miami too. We talk about Miami, but it's also good having him on our team. Just like I make a block and I just see him run past me and score. That's just like it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I got to get Javari on here. I've actually been talking to him the last few months. I agree, he's a dog, very underrated kid. I'm gonna pass my co-host, man. He loves you, dogs in the trenches. So I'm gonna let him have fun.
About time, man. So, obviously, the UF game, we've talked that up. Plans for another game? When you're going to be at another Miami game?
I don't know for sure. I know I'm gonna be at a lot more than usual because my parents want to go see Booker play potentially, but I don't have any. I don't know for sure. But I'm going to the USF versus Miami game this weekend.
Okay. Hearing a lot of that, man. There's going to be a lot of dudes there. We're hearing that a lot. So, and I think that's cool that a lot of recruits and commits as well are going to make the trip to the road games, as well, not just the home games. So, I like that. Current measurables, height and weight?
Right now, I'm about 6'5". And the last time I weighed in that Florida, I was 310.
Okay, cool. Talking about the coaching staff, obviously Mario, obviously Coach Mirabal. Anybody else on the staff that kind of sticks out to you as far as coaches making an impact on you, Coach Pata, guys like that? Anybody that stands out?
Definitely Coach Pata and Coach Bain, just on the O-line staff. But overall, there's a lot of different coaches I talk to. And, like, it's a lot of fun. They're all, like, just great at what they do. And they have an effect on me. I really like them.
Got you. So we could talk football all day, but I want to switch it up a little bit and talk about a couple of things kind of off the field. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's been a year or two, but I saw something. You ran a 5K a couple years ago or something. Is that right? Yeah.
I do that with my – oh, my bad. What you saying?
No, you're good. No, you're probably about to answer me. I was just going to say, is that something you do on a regular basis still? Or is that just kind of a one-and-done thing? Talk to me about that.
Now, that's something I do with my dad's fraternity every year. Omega Psi Phi, they do a 5K I think it's for a charity. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we go and do that every year. And I don't think I posted it. I don't know if I posted it this year. Actually, I did post it this year. I posted it this year. I'll probably post it whenever we do it next year. Next year.
Okay. So you 6'5", 300-pound dude out here running 5Ks. And that's impressive. In case you don't know, because you're talking about it like just everybody does it. I don't do that. He doesn't do that. I don't know anybody that does it. That's pretty impressive. So, and you talked about the charity kind of thing. Also see you've been involved in some food drives, some community cleanups, things like that. Is that also with your dad and through the same type of charity deal?
Yeah, it's either with my dad through his fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, or it's just with the church itself when we do food drives and stuff like that. But it's always good to give back to the community.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we don't hear enough of that, so thank you for doing what you do. Also, see you do a little bit of fishing on the side as well. Yeah, we just had a guy on, Jasen Lopez, and I was asking kind of what he does, and he said, you guys know anybody that fishes? He said, I'd kind of like to get into that. And so I might know a guy you might need to look up because I'd seen you do that. Talk to me about that, man, because you're not just out here on the side of the bank like I do, catch a couple bluegill and go home. Like you fishing. So talk to me about that. Who do you do that with? Kind of where did that come from? You done that your whole life?
I've fished my whole life. I've always fished. I just started going deep sea with my dad and probably a couple like friends. That's when we caught all the fish. We went deep sea up in Panama City, but there is like lakes right outside my house, and we do yearly fishing trips during like spring break. I'm pretty sure where we just go to like a lake. I wouldn't name the lakes, but I don't know if y'all would know them. But we just go to those lakes and we stay there for like 2-3 days, and we just go fishing all day. And it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw a picture of you with fish, and you had asked the question, what college programs has the best fishing? And I'm just going to throw one name into the hat, but you can probably figure out where my vote's going on that one. So, weight room, I see some things with you in the weight room and things like that. Are you a gym rat kind of guy? You spend a lot of time on the bench and things like that?
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a gym rat, but my dad he pushes me a lot to get like better at what I do. So me and him will go every probably like 2 or 3 days out of the week. We'll go to the gym in the morning and just get a lift in, and then I'll also lift at practice.
Okay, good deal. Last thing for me, and then I'll pass it back. Obviously, I know your brother. Obviously, Justin's got his roommate. I know you talk to those guys. Anybody, current players, other guys on the team that you kind of interact with and communicate with on a regular basis?
I'd probably just say Adarius Hayes, number 34. He's in Booker's class.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty cool. I've met him a couple of times. I've been with him a couple of times because him and Booker are kind of close. But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's those three.
Gotcha. Good stuff, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. We're going to keep up with you. Would love to see you down the road as your recruitment continues. And hope you end up at the U, man. Best of luck to everything. Pass it back to you, Rost.
Gotcha, man. So obviously, you grew up with a big brother that played football and everything. I gotta understand how did the size differ? Because Booker's a little smaller, right? Just kind of bully him, beat him to the kitchen. Mama slid you the extra food. Like how? Because Booker's the DA. You play. I know y'all got some trash talking. So what was it like growing up? Sibling rivals, like, or were y'all just super close? Like, how was it growing up?
Me and Book, we've always been close, like real close. We didn't really start going against each other until like high school. Like when I was in 9th grade, that was the first. I've always played offensive line. I've always been big. That was the first time I was actually like coached, like how to kick step, but just like the actual technique.
Right,
so
right.
That's when we started going against each other. We're still as close, but we're just more competitive. But like my freshman year was his junior year when he got 30 sacks.
Yeah.
So I was out there getting worked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was out there getting worked. But yeah, it's all good. And as kids, Booker used to be kind of big until I don't even know what happened. He just got skinny, and I just kept
Proud of like daddy.
Yeah.
I got you, man. I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you. We definitely gonna have you back on. Hope you have a good night, man. And we'll be checking in with you throughout the season.
Yes, I appreciate y'all having me.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Oh, well, that was quick. I would have clicked him off, and my guy comes on. How you doing, man? You can hear me?
Yes, sir. My camera acting kind of crazy, so I'm just gonna, I got a little Miami picture up there.
It's all good, brother. We appreciate your time, man. We appreciate you coming on. For those folks that may be living under a rock, not on the social media world, introduce yourself, man. Let them know who you are, where you're from, what position you play.
What's up, y'all? My name Herbert Scroggins the third. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and I play edge, and I'm currently committed to University of Miami.
I got you, brother. We won't take your time too long, man. I know you in the season is very time crunch. I get it. So we'll jump right into it, man. What's your current height and weight? Your measurables.
I'm 6'2" and a quarter, and I'm 235 pounds.
I got you. So, you play a lot of linebacker and edge, right?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
here? Miami kind of wants to keep you like that, play you multiple verse, or are they tell you kind of either linebacker or edge?
The same thing while playing high school. It's like a kind of hybrid thing, doing a little bit of both. So, yes, sir. Yeah.
I got you. So you got kind of a similar mold, build of a Malik Bryant, right? That's playing on Miami right now. When you watch a guy like him, just kind of out there early playing, he's kind of come up. He took a, kind of a red shirt last year, but now he's playing this year. Is that kind of like, man, I can do that same thing, or are you kind of like, man, I'm gonna go out there and just ball out. I don't care what other people do.
It's what I'm saying. You got your opinions on things. I see him doing his thing and all, and it motivates me to go out there and what I'm saying, knowing him and Ruben Bain and things like that. Them guys being younger guys and just going out there and doing what they what I'm saying, trained and worked hard for. It just gives me motivation to do the same thing. But it's not gonna stop me from what I'm saying, not doing the things I want to do because I know I had that same mentality to go out there and put on a show and do what I'm supposed to do, mentally and physically. So, you know.
I'll feel you there. So, obviously you committed to Miami over the summer, took some visits and stuff like that. Um, are you still hearing from schools or as kind of people kind of passed off now, like, he's committed, I'm gonna, just lean off, or you still like, man, I get calls every day.
I get calls here and there. I still hear from other schools like Alabama, Auburn, Georgia Tech, and USC a lot. So, they still want me to come to some games. And I'm currently committed to Miami, so I'm trying to, stay loyal. But, you know, it's a one in a lifetime thing. I'm trying to enjoy myself as a senior in high school right now. And like I said, it's a one lifetime thing. So, still look at games and enjoy the feeling of just, being one of the top recruits in the nation. And, it's a blessing to be that because a lot of kids don't get this opportunity. So,
No, that's facts. Um, I mean, me and my co-host, man, we'll tell you, we've been doing this for years, man. We'll tell you, take as many visits you can, bro. Like you said, you won't get this opportunity again, you or your family. It's a great moment for you guys. Um, so are you planning any more trips back down to Miami? Come watch a game or two?
I'm coming back for the Florida State game when they play home. So, I'm going to be back. I was just at the Ball State game, you know.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But,
No, I got you,
uh,
bro. Um, so obviously Miami walks into Gainesville, puts belt to ass, kind of goes through these next two games. With 3-0, national media's kind of take presence, right? What's your reaction? Obviously, I know you predicted Miami to win and stuff like that, but did you expect Miami to come out and just dog walk these teams like they have been, or were you kind of like, wow, like, nah, I'm kind of taking a step back from this?
so it was kind of just left right thing for me. I went to Miami and I was seeing the work them guys was putting in. It's all about the for me it's all about the work you put in and then what I'm saying the work you put in is what you're gonna get out. So while I was looking at it, I was like, I ain't gonna cap, them boys they put in hard work, what I'm saying, in the heat and that training and things like that. I said, man, it was crazy, what I'm saying? Them boys coming out and beating the SEC school. So I was not going. I thought it was going. It's going to be a close game. Them boys came out and beat them 41-7. What am I right? 41-17. They
Yes,
came
sir.
out and dog walked them boys. So it was kind of, you know what I'm saying, a surprise for me because I knew they was gonna win, but I didn't know they was gonna like bust them. But
Right.
yes, sir.
Nah, I got you, man. I'm gonna pass my co-host, man. He'll chop it up and then pass it back.
Sure.
So I know you said you attended the Ball State game this weekend. Just out of
Yes, sir.
curiosity, who makes those trips with you? Like when you go there, who was with you on that?
Oh, it was my dad, my mom, my brother, and my sister. Yes,
Okay,
sir. So I take the whole film.
got you. Love it. What was kind of the overall reaction from the family seeing Miami and seeing them put up that many points and kind of the offense taking off, defense is playing lights out? Kind of what just the overall reaction from everybody?
They wasn't surprised. They knew, you know what I'm saying, that they seen the same thing I saw when we went to the spring practice, the spring game, and
Mhm.
the rest of the trip. So they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, surprised. Not dissing on Ball State, not saying they're a bad team or nothing. But Miami, like I said, put in the work, and the work they put in, the work they got is the things they got out of it. So, we knew they was gonna, you know what I'm saying, put them boys to sleep, and, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, do what you're supposed to do, man. That's nice. Were you able to have any interaction with the coaches at all while you were there?
Oh yes, sir. I interacted with mostly everybody in the, Coach Taylor, Coach Cristobal, um, Coach D Train. I can name them all. Coach Alvarez. I interacted with everybody and the players too. So yes, sir. It
Gotcha.
was a phenomenal visit.
Gotcha. I'm a huge fan of Coach Taylor. Love what he's doing there. But I want to hear from you, somebody who knows firsthand. Kind of describe Coach Taylor as far as his recruiting style and just him as a person.
His recruiting skill. He's gonna connect to you as a human being first, just as a, what I'm saying, person, not as a football player, but as a person. And then, he's a very down to earth guy. This is not his first year actually being a coach, but his first year in college football because he was a coach at what's the name? St. Thomas Aquinas. So he
Right.
was a coach there. So this is not his first rodeo, so he knows what he's doing. But his recruiting wise is like, he comes at you as a human being, talks to you about life, and then goes towards the football aspect of it, break it down, you know what I'm saying? Not just telling you what you did good, but all your bads too, and that's what I like about him because he tells you your bads and all your goods, but mostly, what I'm saying, the things you need to work on. So he talks to you about that, and then like I say, he's just a down to earth human being, and he loves his family. That's what I love about him. He loves his son and his wife and his rest of his kids. He loves them to death. So he's a big family guy, and he loves his players too, as they hit like as their kids and stuff.
Got you. Fantastic. I know a lot of you guys are in, group chats together and talking things like that. Any other commits that you're kind of closer to that you interact with on a regular basis?
I Auburn commit my boy. He my teammate, Jacoby Ward. Um, I have some teammates, well, not teammates, friends in the Savannah area that's committed to LSU, Georgia. Buddy Walter Mathis, if you can see, he committed to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Blackshear committed to Georgia. Elijah Griffin, he's still, what I'm saying, out there, but he's high on Miami's list. Um, so it's a lot of my friends that's, you know, I talk to and, I try to recruit, tell them, what I'm saying, come to Miami, what I'm saying, see what we got to offer and all. It's a good spot too, not just the SEC schools, but ACC schools too.
Yeah. Well, you had me at Elijah Griffin. Just, yeah. Let's do that. Let's work on that right there. Fantastic. Last thing
Sure.
for me, and I'm gonna pass it back. Um, so your high school team, man, you guys play a pretty competitive schedule to say the least, and kind of describe that as far as how that's going to help you at this next level when you because it's different, man. It's a big deal going from high school to college, obviously D1 major programs. But how is that tough schedule and playing against competition like that going to prepare you for the next level?
It's gonna prepare me as, their college. I mean, they're, top recruits too, just like me. And, they're going to be playing at the next level too. So you plan to get people or kids that's going to be, playing where you're playing at too. So it's kind of give you an upper hand, not just, if you playing in a lower, playing like really nobody and you're a top recruit, then you go into, college, it's going to be tougher. So it got kind of gives you a boost on what you're going to see when you get to college. So, you know, you just better my fundamentals, still quick off the feet, strike, and it, it just boosts all my attributes as a, so as a player going against that high competition. And when I
Gotcha.
get to college, I'll be, prepared,
Yeah,
because, yeah, just adjust to the
absolutely.
speed and I'll be good.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I said that was my last one. I lied. I got one more, and then I'm really done.
Yes, sir.
When like when you plan to be on campus, will you like early enroll, or do you know when you're gonna do that?
Yes, sir, I'm enrolling early, and so I'm gonna be there in January, I believe. Um, or December. It don't really matter. I'm gonna be done with school by that
Yeah.
time, so I'm in
Okay.
enrollee. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Early enrollee.
Awesome. Fantastic, man. That's all I got. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on campus and out on that field in that Canes gear, man. I'm gonna pass it back to you, Roston.
Yes,
Gotcha,
sir.
man. A few more, buddy, and I'll get you out of here for the rest of the night. So are you originally from born and raised in Savannah area?
Yes, sir. I'm originally from Savannah. My the Scroggins are from, the west side of Arizona, Cali,
Okay.
Texas, all that. So that's where the
Uh,
Scroggins from. But my
okay.
grandfather, he was in the army and, found his
Gotcha.
wife over here in the south.
Yeah, I'm very familiar there. I was stationed right there where you're at, so
Yes,
very
sir.
familiar with that area. And shout out to you, your granddaddy too, for serving.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Appreciate it.
so that area, right? That Savannah, that Southeast Georgia area, it kind of goes unknown some, right? Like, a lot of
Yes,
the
sir.
metropolitan area around Atlanta and, obviously Valdosta, they get the limelight, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's it
Yes, sir.
like for you guys? Because I know that's got to kind of put, that little chip on your shoulder, when you take those trips to go play. What's it like for you, who's born and raised from there? Like, man, I'm from here. I'm gonna go put it on. Is that kind of give you a chip on your shoulder that y'all don't really get the recognition y'all deserve? Or yeah, you kind of like, man, I'm just gonna bust somebody's head.
Man, it gives me a major chip on my shoulder because it kind of I feel disrespected because we just as good as the all the top kids are in Atlanta and they get more looks than the kids that's in South Georgia. So it gives me a big old chip on my shoulder, knowing Nolan Smith came from Savannah and what I'm saying, a lot of top athletes, not just Nolan. Jacoby, I think it's Jacoby George, number 11 for
Yep.
y'all wide receiver. He's from Savannah. So,
Hmm.
gives me a big chip on my shoulder, knowing, we get disrespected and them boys not looking at us. But now, they are coming down here offering kids, seeing talent. But yes, sir, it gives me a big chip on my shoulder, knowing that I gotta go harder every play, have a motor. That's why the motor I have now is because, so I'm angry at, not getting that recognition, not just, getting that. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think one of probably the biggest fan favorite for a lot of Miami fans is from your area, DJ Dallas.
Yes,
A
sir.
little further down in Brunswick, but
Yes, sir.
your area, I think, you guys stay loyal to the school you guys have always been to. Y'all don't, build super teams and all that. You guys put
Yes, sir.
on, I'm from here. I'm going here. I'm not trading out. Right. That's something
Yes,
I
sir.
respect about your area. And like I said, I don't think it gets enough recognition because you guys, don't build that super team and like some of these other teams. And I'm
Right.
sure you know who I'm referring to.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
as far as recruiting, just high school. So, shout out to you guys, man. I hope Miami really does get into y'all's area a little more. I know you'll help with that. Obviously,
Yes, sir.
we've talked about Elijah and stuff like that, regardless where he goes. Um, but yeah, man. Before you get out of here, man, for whoever may not know or been like I said under a rock for this last year, let them know kind of where to follow you: Twitter, Instagram. Shout yourself out, man, and we'll get you back on here soon.
So my Instagram is third 3RD underscore on underscore go. My Twitter handle is at third THIRD _ Scroggins. And yeah, you just look my name up on the internet and you just see all that. So, yes, sir.
I got you, man. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir, for sure. Appreciate y'all.
No
Thank you.
problem. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, man. So jam-packed show, 3 guests once again. Like I told y'all, man, we're trying to come bigger, better than before. I've got some stuff also in the works I'm trying to figure out. Do some more stuff on this platform as well. If you haven't, please go like, subscribe. We are trying to get this platform up off the ground. So it's only week 2 under it. So I know you guys are used to us under Miami Flow. So we're not over there no more. No shade to them at all. They're still our guys, but we are trying to build our platform up. So please go like and subscribe and get us to where we should be. And we'll be back next week. Dave, you got anything for them?
No, I don't have nothing, man. Just like I said, game week, baby. Saturday's coming. Let's go.
4-0. So it's
4-0.
better to be 4-0 rather than 0-4 like somebody else about to be. So. Hey, man, y'all have a good night. Y'all stay blessed. We'll see y'all next week.